It's been a while, but
she does like
I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna do my part.
She works with like refugees and.
Yeah, it's a lot of refugees in there. Almost as many refugees as are actual Lebanese people.
For real?
Yeah.
Dang.
Syrians.
I didn't
Safe
realize
haven.
Way to transport people in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mediterranean. They've done a good job staying out of conflict. They have internal turmoil, but they stay out of conflict generally.
They say we not in the international shit.
They got too much bullshit.
We just fight with each other.
Beirut is a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Gorgeous.
I bet, man. I'd love to take a trip out there someday. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely move out there eventually.
Eventually.
I was raised in America.
When'd you come from Lebanon?
So, I was actually born in America. My parents immigrated.
Hold on.
He said,
on,
whoa,
man.
whoa,
Hold on,
save the
man.
goods.
but
Getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, but I still claim it though.
Yeah.
Because I just showed up here.
You didn't have a lot of options.
Colin, you got the
like,
time.
I'm just
bro.
here
Your
now.
time is
I
spent.
just showed up here.
Right?
Wait, are we rolling right now?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
We on that IG.
I'm like, how long has this been going on for?
It's a whole life story.
That's some real shit though.
This is our whole life story shit, bro.
I would have said that anyway.
Facts.
All right, y'all ready to get this party started?
Let's go.
Party.
They better put their seatbelts on.
Party.
Oh damn.
Sorry.
Pulling out the Tito's.
Wolverine. Let's go. All right, Wolverine is probably one of my favorite Marvel superheroes. He has one of the coolest traits. He can heal himself. When I would play Marvel superheroes on PlayStation 1, I would play with fucking Wolverine every fucking time. You had this crazy ass claw barrage. I forget what the move was called. But Wolverine is that guy, even though I probably haven't even seen one of the official movies. I think I've seen one of them, actually.
What?
Yeah.
That's it.
Got that adamantium. Is that stronger than what's the stuff from Black Panther?
Vibranium.
Vibranium.
Which wins, vibranium or adamantium?
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever let that crossover happen?
That's tough. Man, I don't
I
know.
would say vibranium.
It sounds slick.
personally.
Yeah.
But adamantium grows back, so.
Wolverine
shit.
makes a good boot, too. I don't know if you ever mess with them boys. You go try and get you a work boot. Go get you some Wolverines. Bam.
I heard of
That's a real
Wolverines. I've
animal.
actually seen
Get
them
that that's a real animal.
Right?
somewhere.
You ever
man.
encountered one in real life?
I hope not.
I hope. Yeah,
They'll fuck
no.
you up, right?
It's like I hope I haven't.
They don't even know
If
that there's
I-
like a whole franchise about them.
If I encounter one, you probably ain't going to see me again for a little bit because I'm be in the emergency room recovering and something like that. Living it up. All right. I've got
Will they try to eat you?
probably.
Mm.
I wouldn't be shocked at it. And speaking of being shocked by stuff, actually has nothing to do with being shocked. I got steroids.
Steroids.
So we're ready?
Boom.
Yeah, go.
Bam. So steroids are not the best. I mean, if you need them, I'm not really going to hate on it if that's your wave. You're trying to like hit Mr. America. You're trying to flex on him and win a bodybuilding competition. Do what you got to do. But I hear a lot of negative impacts come from steroids. I'm not trying to have my testosterone levels out of whack. I'm already not at the age where I'm trying to manage that. So if I do some steroids right now and my voice get high, I get a little bit like my frame look a little funny and all that, I'm not going to be in a good shape. So I'm not the one for steroids. Said past the time. Don't do steroids, kids. It's bad
Dude.
for you.
Protein, man. Stick
Dude,
to that
fuck.
Whey
no.
protein.
So I put something from here. I got 30 seconds to talk about it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna look.
It's all on you.
All right, seafood. Damn,
Nice.
this is made for me, man.
Seafood.
Hell yeah.
Go.
I was pescatarian for 2 years. I was
Nice.
only eating things from the sea.
Nice.
My homie told me once that he said that fish were bugs and therefore it's okay to eat them, like, cause he was like on that not eating animals tip, and that sold to me. I was like, yeah, crabs, shrimp, all kinds of bugs. But I recently just got back into eating chicken. It's been cool, but red meat I can't do it.
No red meat.
Seafood, it's like they're a different type of earthling.
Uh-huh.
They're not on the land like us. So I was chomping that up.
He said I was chomping it up.
I was chomping up that.
Don't mind me.
tilapia and
All kinds
salmon.
of seafood.
Nah, I fuck with fish the long way, man.
That's
Yeah.
wild. Some
I just
people-
started eating chicken again too, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's like your go-to chicken dish now that you're back in the game?
You know what?
Chicken life.
It's not very like fancy or crazy. Actually, we went to go try our favorite. It's like bourbon pecan chicken from this place called Root Cellar in San Marcos. You might know about it.
Ooh.
It's called Root Cellar.
It's a good
It's
spot.
bourbon pecan chicken. It's like they glaze this fucking crazy ass shit over a fucking chicken breast, and then they give it to you with fried asparagus, mashed potatoes, the whole little thing.
The bourbon makes sense. The pecan is like they're switching it up.
Yeah, changing the game, man. But honestly, what did it was Wingstop though.
Wingstop broke the seal.
Yeah, we're like, fuck it,
haven't
let's
been
just get
back
some
there.
Wingstop.
Let's
man.
just go to
I
Wingstop.
haven't been
man.
back since they did it.
They got the $15. You pay like $15 for like 20 wings, bro. And then like
15 for 20?
Yeah, man, like $15.99. It's like the boneless meal deal or something like
You
that.
like the boneless ones?
I need to go.
Yeah, I go with the
I
boneless.
like the boneless too.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
usually
It's
people
pretty
get hated
good.
on for that.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
oh,
It's
you
definitely
eat the
looked down
boneless,
upon.
huh?
Yeah.
Like,
You might want to pull your mic down just a little bit.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me right now?
a skosh.
Yeah, I could hear you the
Oh,
whole
this is a
time.
little
But
bit better.
yeah, man.
Just a skosh.
All right, man. Well, y'all ready to get this party started? The second again.
Once
Second
again.
part, we're going to the after party now.
Once
Yeah,
again,
this is the after party already.
Hey, yo.
This is how we do it on the Loose Cannon Show.
we party after parties beforehand.
All right, y'all. Coming in hot. It's the Loose Cannon Show.
Yes,
My
sir.
name's Shelly Nix. I'm a little buzzed right now, if you can't tell.
Feeling it.
With the homies. How you doing, bro?
I'm living, man. My name is Dylan Harkins. We up here on that loose cannon SHO dub, living the life that we was supposed to, apparently. And we out here. We got us a pretty special, spectacular, snazzy guest on here, man. I'm stoked as can be. I think it's about time we make us a little round of applause for that man. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? My name is Free Hamze. It's good to meet you. I'm an artist from Lebanon, but I reside in Austin, Texas. I'm a rapper. I run a studio in the city. I'm a farmer. I'm a fortune teller.
Man.
I'm a tarot card reader. What else do I do?
That's a lot of hats, bro.
I'm like,
You said tarot card reader?
yes.
Man, I think I
absolutely.
picked up a deck of tarot cards over at my homie Jordan's crib. I went there like on Sunday, I think, and I had to ask him like, I was like, is this? I don't want to like just play with them. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah,
like,
you're
yo,
not
is it like
supposed to
bad
just pick 'em
luck
up.
to like just pick them up and kind of like look at them?
Yeah, you
That's
don't wanna
cheating.
pick 'em up 'cause, they absorb energy. That's like the point, and they also are like it's like the Pokemon belonging to the trainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to just go pick somebody's Pokemon up.
So what you doing, my Pokemon,
They
bro?
it's got a
That's
special
mine.
connection between the cards and the seer. You know what I mean? So generally,
Pokemon's a crazy concept. How they just like go domestic, like they basically just go out and like domesticate these like wild creatures and then make them
Yeah.
their own and fight them.
Yeah, it's a little sus. They always seem happy. I guess
It's dude,
They seem to be
it's
enjoying
fire
themselves.
for like an anime style cartoon. You know what I'm saying? But like
I appreciate that they don't.
I think it's
die,
dope.
They just faint.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. No,
And
it's,
like, where do they go when they go in the ball?
Charmander almost died,
Oh, I think I remember the episode.
but
I
it wasn't
remember-
because he was getting fought though. It
Bro,
was just
remember when they
because.
tried to kill? Didn't they try to kill Ash? They turned him to stone. Mewtwo,
Yep.
like Mewtwo turned him to stone.
Everybody was crying.
And then the tears.
Mewtwo
from the
had to go, though,
Pokemon,
bro.
Like brought him back to life or something like that.
My man said I was crying.
I think that was the first movie I ever saw in the theaters in my life. And I
Wow.
was like, bro, what is this emotional roller coaster?
Like
that
Mewtwo's
y'all-
movie? Was it called?
I think it was the first Pokemon movie.
Pokemon 2000.
Oh, 2000.
Was that in the year
Yeah.
2000?
2000.
That's like Y2K as fuck, bro. Somebody got to do a Pokemon 2000 theme party or something.
Yes.
But yeah, and I remember just being like so emotionally distraught. And then like he came
Heart
back
torn
to
in
life
two.
and it was like all good. And I was like 6 years old. I'm like, why did this make me feel
it's
this
heavy.
stuff? It was like introduction to film and stories.
My introduction
Yeah.
to
I was like, the
heartbreak.
kids' books I'm reading are not at this level.
Not quite.
Well, guys, as you heard before, we got Free Hamze on the show.
Free hands.
We got the Lebanese green alchemist in this
Yes,
bitch.
sir.
He just put out a project called Green Alchemy. Was it like a couple months ago? You
Yeah,
said?
it was in March.
Nice.
March.
It's an awesome project. Y'all should go check
Thank
it
you.
out.
Big fire.
It's
Thank
really, really cool. Has some really cool features on there. One
Yeah.
that stood out to me was Chucky Black for sure.
That
He was
man.
like
The
just
guy.
like fucking throwing a fit on the song, bro. It was
Tantrum.
crazy. And I love that kind of style of rap when people just kind of like don't really
Bars.
have any regard for like, you know, the pocket that everybody else
The
raps in, you
traditional.
know what I'm saying? Traditional pocket. He just kind
Mhm.
of like bounces all over the place and like just
And
gets
that's
his
just
shit
who he
off. It's
is.
awesome.
He
Yeah.
doesn't force it either. He's not trying to be different.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah,
how he
yeah.
approaches the craft.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Said, this is me. Sorry.
and he just sharpens his sword like every day.
Yeah.
I love having him in the studio because he's about to do something that like you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
And he's about to like be vulnerable with it too, which a lot of artists, they're hesitant to do that. They want to catch a certain style that they think people can vibe to, and they think that people don't want to vibe to. You being personal or being vulnerable with your music, but in reality, that's what people connect to, honestly,
Yeah,
more than
man.
anything else. So I really respect him for that too.
It's
All the
genuine.
features went crazy, and I was like looking at the lineup, and I did like a release show for it, like a couple months.
I remember
after.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had all the people that were involved in the show, which is I had DC for Prez on there, I had Gofway on there, Muhammad Ukeme was on there. They all had 2 features
Ukeme.
each. Yeah, Ukeme goes crazy.
Sick.
Also a very interesting and very unique artist.
I
And
seen
then,
him. I seen him a lot. Usually like on that album like twice, 2 or 3
yeah,
times.
he
twice.
was on FFPA, which is Future Farmers Opposed to
We-
America.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
the
yeah.
acronym stands for.
Nice.
Barred out on that one. He went crazy. Barred out, and then he was on Sundid, which is like
The last song.
yeah, it's like
That's a really good
that's like
song.
the emotional, smooth outro. You know
I
what
love
I mean?
that song.
808s, produced by Glenn the Sand. That was a very unique beat, and it was such an outro song. You know what I mean? It just like had such a specific feel. And I was like, I could
It's
end it with a
cozy.
bang, or I could end it with like a sunrise. Like,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
like that's what it felt like to me. It was like the sun coming back up
You love it.
after it's set on the project and the trajectory of it. And I gave Ukeme the final verse. He closed it out, and I was really happy about that because he's been inspiring me for years.
Nice.
And I just can't wait to make more music with all these people. There's also
Yeah.
Muddy Maya on the tape, who's from Atlanta.
Who?
She is up next. Muddy Maya.
Muddy Maya. Okay, yeah, I
she's
seen
about
it.
to
Yeah.
drop a new tape, Muddy World 2. Incredible rapper, incredible artist. And that was the only feature I had from outside of Texas. And then the production was everywhere. Shout out Paris Aiden. Shout out Auto Beats. Shout out Gofway. Shout out me. I co-produced a couple of
Shout out me real quick. Yeah, hell
Shout
yeah,
out
bro.
Cash, shout out Memphis Moneybags. Really
Love
came
it.
from pockets all over the country, which I appreciate. It was just like
Quite a gathering.
all these different scenes, and I was just searching for the songs, the beats, the sounds that I liked and that I enjoyed, and it all came together.
Nice,
Sure
nice.
seemed like it,
I still
man.
bump that shit every couple weeks. I'll spin it back and just be like, let me see how I feel about this now, and I'm like, yep.
That's the beauty of it. You might hear it like another 2-3 weeks down the line. You're like, I didn't even realize I did that, and then it just some little stick out, and you're just like, man,
Gotta
that
let
came
the
from
art-
me. That came from me.
Art
I
be art,
created.
you know what I mean? Just let it live.
Let it breathe.
And don't be scared to let it go. And that's something that I had to get comfortable with before, because that was actually my first tape I ever dropped.
Yeah.
And the first single I released, it was
Interesting.
Square Earth, came out first, and that was like a month before the project. That was the first song I ever released.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not new to making music, I'm not new to rapping, but I'm very new to putting it out there and to finishing songs, to taking recording seriously, to doing music on a level where I'm really packaging it, and putting it together as an artist, as a rapper. So it was cool, and now I'm looking at the game from the other side. Before I was just making these songs. Really, at a certain point, I was like, I'm gonna start putting these together for a project.
Yeah.
At that point, I was just making music. So now I'm looking at it as like I've done it once, and I'm working on like 3-4 other tapes right now. I got in the mix, collab tapes, things like that.
Nice.
And I'm just excited to do it all again.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier. You said you farm,
Mhm.
and I forget who you
Facts.
said. You said you farm with someone, but my question was, your project is called Green Alchemy. Does that
Mhm.
have anything to do with you being a farmer?
Yes, it does. It's
Two and
got,
two.
it's got several metaphors. Green alchemy is a vast concept.
Yeah.
Philosophically,
Uh-huh.
spiritually, scientifically,
Man.
Yeah.
emotionally.
All that.
But
know.
All that shit.
yeah, Green Alchemy definitely comes down. It's definitely in the frat music genre. Frat
Mhm.
music, farmer trap.
Frap.
Frat music. Yeah,
Frat
No
music.
frappuccino.
Yeah.
Wow.
Frat music, farmer trap. FFPA stands for Future Farmers Opposed to America.
Uh-huh.
We didn't say anything about farming on the song, but
Yeah.
However,
we're building a
Figuratively,
farm together right now.
you did.
And actually, we had just got back from Portal, which is where our farm is at. It's a 40-acre plot.
Portal.
Building a farm for the future when America crumbles
Nice.
and society falls apart. That's where we're gonna go post up.
Smart.
So if
Nice.
you're part of the gang, come through.
Yeah,
you
you've
got
been
a
the first one
place.
I call, man.
Yes, bro, pull up. It's like really what we're working on for the future. And we had just got back from Portal when we recorded FFPA. So like
Uh-huh.
it was just like a couple of days ago, and we just hopped in the studio, and then I put the hook down off the top. He was writing the verse. He laid his shit down. Then I did the second verse afterwards. That's produced by Popstar Benny and Tyler Ocean, which I forgot to shout them out earlier, and also two amazing producers.
Man.
So yeah, and Alchemy and I, we're part of a group. It's called the Association for the Advancement of Where Arts in Action. That's our collective. And that's like, that's
what does
how
that spell like as an acronym?
It's A5.
A5. Okay.
A5.
I think that's that's who you said when you
A-
farm. You said when you text me, you were saying
Yeah.
I farm with A5, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It's A5. You could say A if you want to, or you could say ah. But I say A5. It's probably the easiest one. But yeah, that's our group. You know what I mean? So like when we first started,
That
like,
should be. I was like chant.
Love it.
that'll definitely get people hype. I'm
Yep.
gonna start calling that out in my ad libs.
You go to like farmers conventions or something like that.
Just
Just like
farmers
walking
market.
there, just
Love it.
But yeah, so Green Alchemy, you know, I mean, you can make green from nothing because you put a seed in the ground and then it sprouts, and that is the process of Green Alchemy. Green Alchemy is
Absolutely.
the creation of life, which we have the power over. And you know, there's a lot of philosophies and theories about trees and how they're all connected. They speak to each other. To me, trees like the hair of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like
The
it's
hair of
all
the
I can
earth.
think that. I can.
And
I
then
can.
like the ground is the
get behind
skin,
that.
and then like I guess the water is like
The blood.
yeah. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
definitely dealing with an issue right now because
Mm.
blood
Looking-
just poured out.
Man.
But yeah, so Green Alchemy is all part of the earth, you know, and it's also, and I had a little promo video on my IG where I kind of addressed what Green Alchemy meant to me, and it actually comes from the word alchemia, which is an
Uh-huh.
Arabic word, so it's also related to my heritage and my culture, and that comes from the Egyptians, who I believe were one of the initial creators of alchemy.
Uh-huh.
Arabs made all kinds of shit. They made algebra. I'm pretty sure they created letters, or like the letters we use today are the number. I think it's the numbers we use today are like Arabic numbers, like they were
Mhm.
created initially from Arabs back in the day.
Yeah.
And so yeah, alchemia, and that's where the word came from. And I'm trying to remember what the exact, like what they were doing in ancient Egypt with it.
Probably make some chemicals, trying to
Getting high.
make solutions.
Yeah, you know, initially the whole idea of alchemy, and you know, I was introduced to the idea of alchemy when I was a kid
Uh-huh.
through, it was a game on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, about to say it had to been a game,
Bro,
right?
it was
It's
a
like-
game on the Game Boy Advance, and it was like a very strange like role playing game where it's
Uh-huh.
like it's got turns in it and stuff like that, but like it also had like a really deep story attached to it, and it was all about alchemy. And
Fire Emblem?
it's not quite Fire Emblem, but it's that style of game. It's like that style of Fire Emblem.
RTS.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And that's like probably where I first got introduced to the concept. But you know, initially they say it's about turning a metal to gold. They're just trying to
Mhm.
create gold from nothing.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes.
And so the alternative idea behind Green Alchemy is you could turn green to gold.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
turn green to gold. It's possible.
Man.
And a lot of people, you know, they understand how you can make it grow off a tree. But that's what the album's about. And
Yeah.
to hear more about what that means, how to turn green to gold, that's what like the project is really about.
Yeah. My favorite's Jasper on the album for sure.
Produced by Argov, also.
Argov?
His name, Argov, yeah.
Who's Argyle?
Argov is a producer. He does a lot of, like, a lot of these underground artists work with him. A lot of them from New York work with him. He works
Mhm.
with Euro Droog. He's done some,
Ooh,
some,
yeah.
some beats with him.
Euro
He
Droog,
and got a
nice.
lot of like, it's got a lot of boom bap, soul sample elements to it. Like obviously what was in Jasper. I think it was a Miles Davis sample. I
Mhm.
feel like I should know exactly what sample was, but I don't like to ask because that's like sample snitching. But it's kind of like
Sample snitching.
It's like an obvious sample though. I feel like I should know it, but
Sometimes
but yeah.
it's nice to not know it.
Love that beat. Got a music video out for that. Check it out. I was in Joshua Tree in the mountains shooting that one.
Wow.
Fits
Man.
the vibe of the song really.
Dude, I didn't go see mountains for the first time until I was probably like 20 something, bro.
Wow.
Same.
And like that shit is cool, man. The elemental force is crazy, bro.
Where are you raised?
Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Milwaukee,
They're not mountains out
Wisconsin. Nah.
there? Okay.
It's like a big ass
For real?
lake. No, there's
Okay.
no mountains in Wisconsin.
That's
It's
news to me.
interesting,
Yeah.
They have Mad Mountains in Milwaukee, but I guess not.
Nah.
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee's like a just fucking dirty ass city, man.
Mm.
I mean, it sounds bad when you say it like that, but all like, you know, New York City's dirty type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
People,
Sure.
you know, people love
Cities.
New York City, but I wasn't trying to shit on Milwaukee, but
It is what it is.
yeah, it's not like a beautiful mountainous
Mhm.
paradise.
What did you feel when you saw mountains for the first time? That's amazing.
It's fucking dope, man. You know, when you see things that like, you know, that you never seen before, that you always see in like books and pictures and movies
Yeah.
and shit, it's a little surreal, but you know, it's like, I don't know, man. It was dope though, bro, because like I felt so small. You know, whenever you see something so big, you feel like, you know, you're so insignificant.
Really
And sometimes you
Humans
feel
aren't
that,
used to
you know.
too.
Really shows
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah, for sure. I want to go hiking in some mountains, man.
Got to
Go.
go backpack something like that. California's
Yeah.
really good for that type of stuff. Have you seen Attack on Titan?
I
Mhm.
haven't seen Attack on Titan.
seen
You,
Attack on Titan?
you never seen Attack on Titan?
Nah.
I won't spoil anything, but the whole concept is like
It's pretty good.
at the beginning of the story. It's like they're in these walls protecting from these monsters on the outside.
Mhm.
And the best friend of the main
Titans?
character, the Titans. The
Mhm.
best friend of the main character, he has this book and it shows like deserts and mountains and oceans and like all these like natural phenomenons. And because
Yeah.
they're in the walls, they never seen them. And that's like the central theme of the show is them like trying to survive long enough to see the sea for the first time.
Yep.
Interesting.
And I got a bar actually on Green Alchemy. It's my favorite bar of the whole project.
Wow.
I said, you can call it alchemy the way I shuffle between trees. Captain Levi with my scouts smoking Jaeger by the sea.
Wow.
If you watch
Yep.
Attack on Titan, you'll understand why that bar is hard.
That man Aaron Yeager, let's go, baby.
Yeah, it's
You gotta go do
Jaeger
your
by the
homework
sea.
for that one.
Hell yeah. I
pretty
got a lot of
sick.
anime references throughout the tape.
What's your favorite anime? Is it Attack on Titan?
You know, I really like Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan,
It's
like,
pretty good.
It grips me. You know what I mean? Like in a way that a lot of shows don't.
Oh yeah.
I like.
It's captivating.
I used to not watch TV because I didn't
Mhm.
like to be that like captivated by a story.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think I'm living my life more like the way I want to these days. So it's
Yeah.
okay for me to get like lost in some shit. I feel
Yeah.
like back then I was like, gotta stay focused, whatever. Now I just do what the fuck I want. But Attack on Titan captivated me. I think Naruto probably is my favorite,
Mhm.
just because.
There it is.
So I had two older brothers, and they both got me into the most important things really in my life, or the most influential things. One got me into rap music. That was my middle brother, and then my older brother got me into anime,
Mhm.
both around the same time when I was younger. You know, two like concepts that are really popular in America at the time. I don't know how big an influence anime had back home in Lebanon back then, but that was like the biggest things I got introduced to. You know, in
Yeah.
American culture. I feel like, even though obviously, anime's from Japan. But I was watching Naruto when I was like in 6th grade, and I watched it all the way through, and it just like was so inspiring as a child. You know what I mean? And then I never watched Shippuden, which is like the second installment,
Yeah.
until I was an adult. So in the pandemic, like throughout the pandemic, I was doing all kinds of things I did when I was a kid. Like I played Half-Life all the way through, which
Nice.
I did when I was a kid. You play Half-Life?
Hell yeah.
I played that all the way through. I did that when I was a kid. I watched
That's good
Avatar
money.
again.
Mhm.
That's something I did when I was a kid. I got back into anime because I was not watching anime before the pandemic, like into it like I am now. And so I rewatched all Naruto, and then I watched Shippuden, and I like just finished it like last week. It's
Uh-huh.
been like a journey, and Naruto is just so cool. You know, he's like abolitionist. He wants to show love to everybody, never gives up. Just all these characteristics that I feel like are inspiring, and
Yeah.
like the world of it is just so vast.
Seems like Naruto has like this like cult following, man. Because
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
when I went to do the Spartan race, I saw people coming
Headbands.
through with the,
They got
the
the
Sasuke headband,
Man.
or some shit like that. Yeah. That shit was
Definitely a cool following. My girl
yeah.
just started watching it. She's not really into anime, but I've been getting into it because like she sees how excited I get.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
talking about it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I
now
guess
she's
I'll
watching Naruto and
watch.
she's like, "This is amazing." I'm like rewatching it with her.
That's dope, man.
It's getting lost in
Join
it.
the cult.
I'm not.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not too into anime myself, man. But I've had like times in my life where like I've kind of like gotten like little spurts of it. I think the first time, technically the first time is like animes like that aren't really considered animes, like Pokemon and like other like shows like that.
I mean, I guess it counts.
Okay.
Technically, it is. I mean, technically, as far as like like anime by technical
Yeah.
definition,
Yeah,
it
like
is.
some people
But
say Avatar is not anime, but I kind of see it.
I feel like
as
that fits too.
Yeah.
It might not be the closest.
It's like
but,
American
you know,
anime.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's the thing.
American anime.
But my friend, when I was in like in 7th, 8th grade, he like stayed over the night at my house and he left his manga, and I had never read a manga before.
That's
And
a
he left
legendary
it, and I
story.
read it, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
That's a side quest.
And that's like it's weird because if you've never seen one of those before, you got to read it backwards. You know what I'm saying? There's
Mhm.
what
You
other
read
book
it
you gonna?
frontwards?
No.
Like, I was
I'm
like,
just saying, what
that'd
other
be-
book you're gonna
Whoa.
get when you're a kid that you have to read backwards? That's
It just like shows you that the world is big. off
Yeah,
top.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
off top,
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
people are doing shit in all kinds of ways.
made me want to read more, but
Wait, which
never
one was
did.
it?
I'm not even sure. And honestly, like, does Naruto have mangas?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it actually might have been a Naruto
Yeah,
manga.
And that was
yeah.
so popular. I bet at that time it's
Yeah.
likely what it was.
That's
Yeah.
dope, for sure.
Yeah. So I really like Naruto. I fuck with Death Note too.
Death Note's
Um,
good.
I like it just because it's a one-off season. You know, I appreciate that. I was big
Yeah.
into Bleach when I was a kid.
What do you think of Baki? Or
You
is
know,
it
I've never
Baki?
seen Baki.
Okay, my uncle was like, "Yo, you gotta watch Baki," and I
Oh.
watched like one episode.
It's
It
pretty
was
good.
cool. Yeah, it was
Maybe
cool.
fighting.
Yeah. I think I need it's like some of those things where you kind of like gotta force yourself into. You gotta kind of like immerse
like a
yourself
patient
and like
watcher.
really drive into like 4 or 5 episodes to really get into it.
Allow
At least
yourself
from
to get into
my
it.
You
perspective.
should check out Hunter x Hunter if you get a chance
Hunter
to.
X Hunter.
Yeah, man.
About that one.
Old gal of mine, she put me on to Hunter x Hunter back in the day, and we watched the whole series basically together. And I remember it's a lot of episodes, a lot of time investment, but the ROI on watching it is definitely worth it because return on investment. Because it's a lot of episodes, but you get a lot out of it. Yeah, it definitely leaves you emotionally touched in a myriad of different ways.
Stories just make you feel things. Music makes you feel things, and it's
Right.
people feeling things that are creating things that make other people feel things. And I just
Exactly.
love that. It's really a cycle of just creation, and that's sometimes I'm like, are birds making beats or are they talking? Like, what are they doing with all these sounds?
It's beatboxing.
Yeah, I
It's like,
wonder.
is it just like us? You know what I mean? Like, are they just doing what we do?
You know,
Hey, what's
I
up?
kind of wonder that on the same scale. But if you tell somebody that, like, most people might think you're like crazy. But like, I think of it in a way like it's like, do the birds know that, like, are they trying to be in sync with each other? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or
are
does
they
it
like
happen?
trying to create like something collectively? To I don't maybe like, you know, like I don't know, because you know, like that's how birds communicate with each other and shit. So what if like a bunch of birds are trying to communicate with a bunch of other birds at once, or
It's
like
a
something like
chorus.
that?
I mean, it's like how bees all like they'll do the same movements or whatever. Like they'll be in sync sometimes, or certain animals will just like sync up because they're moving as like collective bodies.
Yeah.
You
So
know
you
what
can
I
see
mean?
flocks of birds in the sky.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. They're flying like that on purpose.
They're
you know what I'm
moving
saying?
in unison.
Yeah, most definitely.
And
It's
that
beautiful.
also comes down to green alchemy too. It's just like it's like the rhythm of the earth.
Uh-huh.
That's
Mhm.
green alchemy because that's how the earth created like us. That's how we're here right now. Is just the process of, you know, see, I'm thinking
Yeah.
about like 8th grade biology now. Cells splits in half.
Yeah.
Symbiosis.
Meiosis, mitosis.
Mitosis,
Yeah, yeah,
mitosis,
yeah.
one
A
of
little bit
those.
of biology,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
should put that in a bar. Something about mitosis.
Yeah. Hey,
mitosis.
I had a little bit more anime on my mind. It's an anime movie, and
Okay.
it's Fist of the North Star. Have you
I've
seen
heard
it?
of Fist of the
I've
North
heard of
Star.
that.
Is that a Miyazaki joint?
I have no idea. It was on like, you know how
It's
they
not?
put like
Okay.
animes over like mashups on
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
and
Talking about
shit.
music, like
Yeah. It was
Mhm.
Action Bronson like
A-
Cooking Soul.
AMVs or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
It has
Yeah.
like an anime on there. That's what it is. Fist of the North Star. Made me go watch
Fist.
it. Fist of the
Fist
North
of the
Star.
North
Star.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Akira.
Yes, I have seen Akira.
Bro,
Akira was cool.
crazy.
Yeah, Akira was crazy. Spirited Away was the first anime movie I saw.
It's good
Classic.
money.
Yeah.
And I like how it plays the
That
role
Ghibli, Studio
of the
Ghibli.
yeah,
Heck
there it
yeah.
is. I love the Studio Ghibli movies. All of them.
I see-
Princess Mononoke is my number one.
Bro.
That's
Is that with the
my
yes.
wolf?
one. Yes, with the
Yup.
wolf.
Yeah.
And that's Green Alchemy. Princess Mononoke is a Green Alchemy like movie to me. Like,
Yeah.
it just
Very
kinda
nature
represents-
influence.
yes,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
respecting Earth. You know what I mean? And also
Right.
like how it's just like harmony. So much about what goes on, and also what I appreciate about anime is like the metaphors inside of it. It's like
Mhm.
really just about elemental harmony, environmental harmony.
Bro, Studio Ghibli be making them goddamn ASMR movies, man. Straight up, bro.
Food
They,
look like so
motherfucking,
good.
the Japanese be on some sexy ass shit, bro. I swear to God, bro.
They're smooth with it, bro. They're smooth with it for sure. They know what they're
Yeah.
doing, and it's crazy.
You ever like
how
the sounds like when they're like eating and shit, and like the fucking like, dude, it's
they pull
like,
the rice out, it's like a perfect ball of rice.
and it's
Like,
even-
even as a kid, it's kind of like it's like satisfying to like the whole like collection of it, man. It's fucking crazy.
And it's crazy how it hits as a kid and as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And it's
for
just
sure.
like, and it's like there's no realm of possibility with when you're drawing something. Just like when you're making music, there's an unlimited realm of possibility. I mean, there's no limit on the realm of possibility. When you're drawing things, you know, when you're making music, like when you act and stuff like that, when you perform all these other type of art forms,
Mhm.
like obviously it's still art, it's still creating, and it can go in all kinds of directions. But I feel like music and like anime, drawing, like these kind of things, the way you can just build a whole new
Yeah.
world.
Only limits are the ones
It's
you
so
put on yourself.
inspiring. Yeah, it's just so inspiring.
Who was one of your favorite rappers growing up?
Growing up,
Yeah.
okay, so I was telling you about how my brother put me on anime. And
Yeah.
my brother put me on rap music,
Mm-hmm.
and this is like a quintessential Free Hamze like legacy story. I feel like
Yeah.
is when I first got into rap, my brother put me on to Lupe Fiasco and Mos Def.
Yeah.
And that type of like that type of music, also Kanon. These are like my favorite 3 rappers when I was like in 6th grade. And the thing that they all got in common is they're all speaking Arabic in their songs. Like the opening, like words on Food and Liquor, pretty sure he's saying a prayer from the Quran.
Uh-huh.
Auzu billahi shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, which is pretty much saying keep the devil away from me. in the name of God.
Yeah. Sick.
And when I heard that as a kid, you know, in America, I had zero representation as like a young Arab.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? As a young Muslim, it wasn't a lot of things that was in the media or around me, especially growing up in Austin, because I've been in Austin for most of my life.
Yeah.
And it was like rap music was the first time that I actually got a taste of that, or I saw myself in an art form that was just like American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I really appreciated rap for that. I really appreciated those artists just for being Muslim. Like, it just meant something to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I always gravitated towards rap. That's why I always loved rap music, because I really saw myself in the way these artists were expressing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just so cool too, and they're so witty, and they're like so smart, and like their bars, and they were just being so
They
like
slick.
Food and Liquor, really one of my favorite albums ever.
Oh, that's great.
And especially at the time, you know, I don't really like open my Spotify and like play some Lupe right now, but like I see how it influenced me as a kid, got me into writing poetry, got me into writing songs, like it got me into the whole game. So that's really what I was into when I was young. I feel like that's what enticed me.
Yeah.
And then today I'm listening to different types of shit. When Yasin Bey drops some music, I'm gonna tap in. You know? But I'm like not super familiar with his catalog like that. I just like respect him as an MC and for everything he's done. So.
I just know like generally like I like listen to
That
I
Black on
enjoy
Both Sides is good.
Yeah.
Most Def
Static.
a lot
Hell yeah.
through like Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Cultural figure,
he's always
cultural
like rapping
icon.
on the Chappelle show. And like,
Freestyling.
yeah,
you
even
know.
like that one time when he was rapping in the car, and Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle was just like,
Just in the car,
in the front
just
seat like
jamming
this.
with him and shit. Hell yeah.
Yes.
yeah, that shit's crazy.
There's like classic freestyle. He's like in the woods somewhere, surrounded by some people,
I bet,
and he's
man.
like rapping. And I think I even think in that freestyle he said something about Palestine, and it's like
Uh-huh.
that's another thing. I'm like, yes, bro. Like you, like I just felt represented by what they were saying, so it got me into it, and I was just like listening to rap ever since.
Dude, Most Def, he did some shit back in the day, bro. It was like a protest for
Yeah.
some shit, and he did like some force feeding shit through his nose, like,
Yeah.
the Guantanamo Bay thing.
Yep.
dude,
To show
that
how
shit was
awful it
fucking
was, what they go through.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
What a fucking
Yes,
savage, bro.
And they're speaking up for Muslims too. Like that's
Yeah.
why it meant something to me, really. Like
Yeah.
Lupe had that song "Words I Never Said," and he's like talking out about, he's like speaking out against the Iraq War, speaking out against, you know, saying free Palestine and stuff like that, which is like central to who I am. That's like one of my goals in life, is to play a role in the freedom of Palestine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like really what I'm doing it for. And I feel like in these kind of major problems you're faced with regarding the people that, like your people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to really feel like you're making an impact. And sometimes you go years without really being involved in it, because you're just processing, trying to figure out how to get yourself to the place where you can make the biggest impact and play the role you're meant to play. And so when I make music and when I like advance my career, when I grow as an artist, I'm thinking about Palestine, I'm thinking about Lebanon, I'm thinking about all my people across the world.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about what got me into this shit in the first place was, you know, that full circle, the way it kind of like spreads across everywhere. So
Yeah, and you hail from Lebanon, correct?
yeah, that's my people, you know what I mean? Lebanon is where all my family came from before me.
Mhm.
It's where most of my family was at. A lot of my family has since then immigrated to America, but when we were here, it was really just us. Like we were the only family out of my extended family that came out here.
Wow.
And then like my dad had a brother as well.
What
And
I mean,
so-
like, what brought y'all here? Just generally a better life, or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's that immigrant mindset. And also, I feel like, you know, any artist that comes from immigrant background, or even like if I have fans that come from immigrant background, people that fuck with my music, I feel like they'll relate on a different scale too, because that's like universal experience.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
came for the bag, you know?
Mhm.
And they came to get education and solidify like a future, you know, for the
Yeah.
family. And when I'm
Yeah,
out
yeah.
here following my own calling as a free-spirited person, as somebody who has the option of making a choice to to be this on the survival mode, make these sacrifices,
Yeah.
and give yourself to like corporate work, or you know, setting aside the things that you really want to do so you can take care of your family and stuff like that. I think a lot about like what brought them here and what they sacrificed to put me in this position.
Mhm.
And that's why it's so important to me to still maintain my connection and still remember my people back home and never let that be forgotten. Because it's like, now I also have a responsibility. I'm definitely a person who feels a personal responsibility to the people around me.
Yeah.
To love, you know what I mean? To doing the right thing, you know, and to not letting go of that legacy. So that's what I think. And I'm excited to start rapping in Arabic, bro, because there's a lot of
You about to start
hard
rapping in-
Arab rappers, bro.
You about to start rapping in Arabic?
I mean, I would like to. I speak Arabic. I read and I write it as well. Getting a little rusty, but there's
Damn,
some hard Arabic rappers, bro.
I bet.
Dude, it's always weird when people rap in different languages, because it's like it would confuse me. I mean, I only speak one
You're
language,
like,
right?
right,
But
what?
it's
Is
like,
that-
but it's
Is
like
that English?
you're rhyming the words as they rhyme in the selected language rather than like. But like if you know English too and you know what these words mean, you know they don't rhyme. So that shit would kind of throw me off. I feel
crazy.
Yeah, and it's even when
Crazy.
you watch, a foreign film and they're like singing this beautiful, beautiful song, and you read the lyrics and you're like, the fuck are they talking about? They got no flow.
Yeah, it's like if you read
That's
them in
what-
English, it just like sounds like a bunch
Choppy,
of like
like
sentence
a-
fragments or
yeah.
something. Like, I don't know.
That's kind of the nice thing about it, though. You don't even need to know what they're saying to know
Right.
that it's beautiful.
Vibing,
Yeah.
It's vibing.
I love like there's a lot of fucking I don't know if it's not reggaeton. I think it's not Tejano. It's just so many like different like
Yeah.
types of Hispanic music. This is I love these like songs like Danzaku Duro. Right. That song is fucking dope, and it's not even in English, bro. And it's like
Don't need to
everybody's
be.
Music is it?
Danzaku. I don't know.
It's
It's
like a hype thing. It's not like some slow shit like cumbia or like
no. It's like some like
traditional
party
shit.
dun,
I see,
dun,
yeah.
dun,
I
dun,
see
dun,
why you say
dun,
that,
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun. And then there's a song called Note Veo, but it's like I don't know any other words to this shit, and it just sounds
But you
like
get lit when it
just
comes on.
voices in sync with other sounds.
Mm.
If it just clicks, it clicks. You know.
It's kind of like a
Mhm.
luxury, to
Yeah.
be like
Just kinda
for
being
somebody
ignorant
who doesn't
to-
speak your language
Yeah.
to have like a fan that doesn't speak your language listening to your shit. It's like it'd be cool if they know what you're saying. It'd be cool if they
Huh.
could feel you, but it's just a whole different experience. They're really only feeling your vocal expression. Like it's
Yeah.
not being distracted by the words, and that's why
Yeah,
I
yeah,
respect artists. Like how people talk about mumble rap or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like let people mumble, bro.
I
let
love
'em do it.
I
What's
love
harm in
listening
it?
to music just strictly for the sonics, bro.
Yep.
It's-
Straight up, man. I
It's
love
like-
that
it's
shit.
Cool. Like if somebody gets in the booth and they're trying to mumble, like, bro, I guarantee most people that hate on that type of music or any music
It's
where
narrow-minded.
it's never mind, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro, you could not sound like this, like sauced up, bro. You know what I mean? Like it sounds good for a reason. People like it for a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
I
And-
think it's they're like you just have to listen harder. Honestly, people just don't want to
Most time
like.
you can really hear what they're saying.
Yeah, there nobody's like.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are just like kind of like mumbling off a couple like bars here and there, but like for the most part, people just don't
They're not like
want to
scatting,
like.
bro. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
saying words. Like,
yeah.
although I'm
You
waiting
should-
for somebody to start to like on like a major platform, just like second verse, like you expect them to come in and it's just like doop boop boop boop.
Yeah, just some Barrington Levy style business. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
As
that'd
like
be
Orlando
scary.
Brown did on DJ Vlad when he was talking
Oh,
about
what's that
how he was like he's talking about like his like relations with Raven Simone, and he's like she gave me that bloop, bap, 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 bloop, bap.
Oh my
I saw that
God.
meme. That's what I know from the meme.
Oh
Of course,
man.
it's some DJ Vlad shit, bro.
Foolish.
Be careful out there. But
Damn,
yeah, so
man.
it's like I definitely want to get more into like rapping in Arabic at some point. But
Who is a good Arabic rapper? Because I bet a lot of people have no idea who
Yeah.
the first Arabic rapper would be. Who is someone if they're like, I want to learn more about Arabic rappers? Who would you put them on to?
that's a good question. I'll say myself is that I'm still
Bam.
getting into it.
Easy.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm still getting into it. I'm still breaking into the whole scene. But I can say a few though.
Yeah,
First of all,
yeah.
I just got hip to this dude from Sudan. His name is Da Vinci. It's DAFENCII, I believe. You heard this guy? Yeah, you see our video he did? And my homie who's actually Sudanese, he put me onto it. And it's hard, bro. The video's crazy.
Nice.
It's called King Al Halaba is the name of the song.
No.
And I forgot what Al Halaba means, bro.
Halaba.
Yeah, but King obviously means king. He goes hard, and then there's a rapper from New York named Faluka, FELAKUH. I'm spelling off the top of my dome. I'm like,
Something like that. Close enough.
and yeah, she's really, really talented. Has a lot of different genres, you know what I mean, and is blowing up right now. And so those are just two I know off top. She's from Egypt. Da Vinci's from Sudan. So yeah, I'm like excited to get into like the world of it because I've really been in my own scene and like my favorite genres. Like I love plug music.
Mhm.
I love trap music. I love like this new wave of boom bap coming up. Like
Yeah.
Mike and Mavi and Pink Sifu and Red Veil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Mike got some hits.
yeah, Mike is really, really good, and I love that scene. I love what they're doing with it. And
Oh, you're talking about the guy? His name is just Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking
yeah,
about.
it's like T6 Mike or something online. I like that whole scene. I think it's really cool. This documentary just dropped on YouTube. It's like a SoundCloud documentary on the plug scene in Atlanta, and a couple of the artists I worked with, Benny, who's a friend, Maya. They're like being featured on it, and it's cool to see these regional pockets. You know what I mean? Just see how these regional pockets blow up. The Houston scene is amazing. Like,
Oh yeah.
and it's just so cool to see how the styles manifest. Like In Houston, you see a lot of Travis Scott influence with like the new generation,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's just cool to see, you know, because you see like the trajectory
Yeah.
of artistic influence, and it's just
Goes from like
dope.
DJ Screw Up Click, all the way up to Travis Scott, and
Yeah.
just all the things that sprout out from that.
Everything else around it, and
Yeah.
Texas is so damn big, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, like so many different sounds.
Oh, that's
So
great.
many
I think-
different styles.
Yeah, I think Dallas. You know, a lot of cool people come out of Dallas. But you were just talking about Houston. 2 Houston rappers that I really like. They haven't put out much lately, but there's a guy named YJ.
Okay.
Dude, YJ nice.
YJ, he's pretty nice. And then you got a guy named Doughman. He's a Hispanic guy.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I
He-
know
yeah,
that man.
he goes hard. He's had some shows out here. No, this guy's not from Houston, but he hangs out. He does a tour with Doughman.
Okay.
Southside Hoodlum. You ever heard of
Oh,
Southside
yeah,
Hoodlum?
Yeah.
He's from San
He
Antonio.
works with Big Tex Johnny, who
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
Midnight Swim. And
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
A couple times back with Pantheon.
You good people.
Dude,
Great
honestly,
producer,
like
bro.
for a
Bro,
second,
his stuff is crazy.
It just hits, and the way Southside rides on them.
Bro.
I'm glad you said that because I actually want to re-listen to that tape you dropped at the beginning of the pandemic. It's like the orange cover.
One with OJ on it.
Yeah, and he did a screwed version of
Bro,
it too.
it's
and the
God.
video
Southside
was
Hood
crisp,
is-
effortless.
It's so
It's
crispy,
great
man.
Work, bro.
Like,
Great work.
there's a track called Double R's on there. Shit is
Oh, I
crazy.
need to
He just
listen to
raps
it.
like this the whole time.
Yeah, it's just like great to vibe to, man.
Yeah.
Love it,
Shout out
man.
Southside Hoodlum, man.
hell yeah.
So you when you were born, like you were born in Lebanon, or you came here like
I was born in America.
born in America,
Yeah, in
but like
Oregon.
you were here is like basically like your family, you said, immigrated here.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you said you were born in America?
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
was
my
born-
bad.
No, you good. You good.
Yeah.
It's confusing, honestly. Like I said, I just arrived in America.
Yeah.
I don't really claim it. I
Just
claim
kinda
it for
showed
how I was raised. It influenced me, but I think like more macro, bro. I think of like the legacy of my soul, my
Well,
spirit, where
yeah,
my soul
yeah.
has been. What like led me to this moment, and also
Well,
like,
and
I
it's
was
one
being
thing you
raised.
know, you know what I'm saying? Like you,
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
It's a
Like so,
privilege for
like a
sure.
lot of people don't really know, like
Definitely.
you know where they come from, and specifically, I
It's
feel
a
like
blessing to have that connection, have a
Yeah.
place to go to, because America is fucked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And Lebanon is fucked too, but like it can be fucked with my people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all be in it together. America's like you got all kinds of things going down at the same time. It's like part of the empire.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about America. It's a big old melting pot, but it leaves you feeling a little bit siloed in your own experience in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and it's intentionally isolationist as
Uh-huh.
well. And a lot of communities are better at staying with each other than others. You know what I mean? But it's meant to. It has an isolationist culture, and it's like even with A5 going back to the farm, something that we really care about is like intentional architecture
Mhm.
that deviates from the traditional box home, box room,
Yeah.
like a room that's a dome
Mhm.
or like a room that's an oval. You know?
Yeah.
Or a
I can
room
dig it.
that is not four walls, because this is a product of efficiency.
Yeah.
You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Uh-huh.
It's like they're like, what's the most efficient way to put a bunch of rooms that can be used for something together?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Very utilitarian.
Yeah, exactly. Utilitarian. It's a good word. That's a good word. And so like on the farm, when we first start building our like properties on there, start developing the land. You know what I mean? Right now it's all land rehabilitation.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Cause like, and going back to the farm, can I talk on the farm a little bit more?
I'd be offended if you didn't talk about the
I'm trying to
farm.
get
Oh, for
back on
sure.
that, because that's like something I could. It's like music, farming, and it's like I can just like go on about it. Cause
Let me ask you
Yeah,
this:
I have been
what do you
waiting
what you
for,
want to grow on the farm?
What do I want to grow on the farm?
I think I
Okay.
seen you have been growing. You grow shit already, man.
Yeah,
like I've seen
so-
stuff on your Instagram,
So
a
right
bunch
now
of
we're
fruit and shit.
blessed. Shout out to the Museum of Human Achievement, the MOHA, over on the east side.
Uh-huh.
They're
Mhm.
letting us grow stuff in their yard, and they've been letting us use like that
Sick.
as like a farming experiment.
Hell yeah.
Because all right, the reason that we're farming is because you can see by the way society is currently moving that supply chains have shortages. The
Yeah,
government can make
absolutely.
a choice to take things away from you at any moment.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it would be
It's crucial.
foolish to think that we won't see the time when all of this goes down. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's possible it could
very
make it through our
unsustainable.
lifetime. It's possible that we might not see it.
Mhm.
But to me, I'm like, that's a lot, like 50 more years. You know what I mean? It's like, I think so. You can see the effects of it already going down. And it's like having the skill, the ability to grow your own food and to survive off your own land, survive off
Oh, it's
your own
essential.
alchemy, you know, of creating your own food and feeding yourself, and that kind of autonomy is a skill that's not only underrated, it's overlooked, and it's just like, it's so essential, and it's something that we're getting further and further away as technology develops.
Yeah, yeah. People
Can't
get so
eat in the metaverse,
comfortable,
man.
you know, like
They ain't
There's
got no
protein in the metaverse.
Nope.
yeah.
No calories in the metaverse.
Right,
I'm saying.
right.
So right now at the farm itself, we have beets, lettuce, spinach, carrots, tomatoes, which are tomatoes are doing great right now. They're about to
Nice.
sprout.
Hell yeah.
Cantaloupe, watermelon, chard, which is like the leaf of the beet that's edible as well. And what was the one I was really excited about? We also had some potatoes that grew, which was really cool.
Nice.
On the farm itself,
Make some French
I'm
fries.
What'd you say? Make some French
Make
fries.
some French fries.
Nah, yeah, I think they're still in the fridge. I really should go home tonight and make some French fries.
Chop them up?
Yeah, chop it up, just fry it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Make some breakfast potatoes.
Oh, yeah,
What kind of
mix 'em
potato?
up.
We talking about just regular guy? We talking about sweet potatoes? What do you
It was
think?
that russet potato.
Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
it was like the size of my fist. I was very impressed. The rest of the potato plants died, and that's what's been beautiful about the experience is
R.I.P.
the failure of it.
Uh-huh.
It's so
Yeah, yeah.
important because life and death is a cycle of everything.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
like being in the farm itself, like in the garden and pulling something out and seeing that it didn't make it, that's something that you just gotta accept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, I have a ZZ plant in my studio itself.
Mm-hmm.
In Sahar Studios, which is the studio I run. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I have the ZZ plant, and it died in the frost,
Mm.
and it was like dead. But I was
Mhm.
looking at it, and I was like, I'm not ready to let this go yet. I'm just gonna keep on watering it and see what happens. Like 6 months later, it sprouted again.
Ooh,
And I'm like, green apple.
yeah. Look at that.
You know what I mean? Like boom.
Cause and effect.
Dude.
And so yeah, like it's really important. I would encourage everybody to learn how to grow their own food. Even just
Absolutely.
grow a sprout in your
Yeah.
in your like one plant.
I'm about to grow some
just in your
jalapenos.
apartment.
Out
Yeah.
there, something that's practical, because like something like that, like some peppers,
Yeah.
that's easy.
Right, right,
potato,
right.
That's
Hell
easy.
yeah.
Tomatoes, if you like the tomatoes, that's easy. If you don't, obviously stay away from them. But yeah, I'm just excited to grow everything. Everything that can just sustain a life.
Yeah.
Bro, you
Just
like
learn.
cantaloupe? You growing
Nourish-
cantaloupe?
nourish-
Yeah, we're growing some cantaloupe. And,
Man,
it
I
was
can't
either
get with the
or
cantaloupe,
honeydew.
man.
How'd you think about honeydew? You like honeydew?
Honeydew? That's kind of looks like a cantaloupe, right?
Yeah, but it's like green. Cantaloupe's the orange one.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't say that I have had a honeydew because I don't remember. But cantaloupe, it's a no for me, dog.
Cantaloupe.
Can't do.
I
It's
like
like
how
a,
it
it's like a,
looks.
it's like a
Can't-
bittersweet. It does look very appetizing.
I'm really excited to see that come out of plant.
Yeah.
Just like
Oh,
bring
yeah,
some,
absolutely.
scientificness, like
Yeah.
badass rock.
Look at this
you
guy.
know?
For
Like
sure.
which caveman saw that and was like, "That's not a rock. That's a fruit."
That
you gonna grow some
Fruit
watermelon or what? Imagine.
Yeah, so we got some watermelon on the way too.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's crazy because when we first grew the garden, it's my first time growing food.
Uh-huh.
I put a bunch of seeds inside one hole because I didn't personally have the faith that one seed was going to turn to a plant. I was like, anything can happen. It's our first time. There could be weeds, too much sunlight, too much water. Let's
Exactly.
plant a few just to be safe.
Yeah.
And it was like 8 plants sprouting off the same hole, and I was like, that's such a lesson. Like you gotta have faith in the seeds you plant.
Yep.
And that always comes back to music.
Mhm.
You gotta have faith in the seeds you plant.
Yeah.
When you're dropping music, it's like planting a seed. Let that shit grow. When you're writing a verse, when you're making a song, when you're cooking up in the studio,
Give
you
room
gotta
to breathe.
give it time to grow. You gotta give it sunlight and love
Yeah.
and water and be
Nurturing.
consistent, nurturing.
Let it
Yeah.
age a little bit.
And it's like I just love how all these themes come together, and that's really what Green Alchemy is about. Like it was such a succinct metaphor for the life that I'm leading right now. You know what I mean?
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
And that doesn't even have anything to do with the weed aspect of Green Alchemy. So like,
Yeah.
He said,
a whole
right,
other
shit.
side to it.
So tell us a little bit more about this studio you run, man. I want to hear about that noise a bit.
So it's Sahar Studios. Now Sahar comes from the word Sahir, which means magic in Arabic.
Uh-huh.
So Magic Studios.
Ooh.
And I just posted something about it on IG today because it's like about a year ago is when I first started like running my own studio. And the lesson from that is, bro, if you're an artist and you know what's stopping you from creating the way you want to,
Mhm.
like start breaking those barriers down one at a time,
Mhm.
and it'll all come together. Because my biggest problem is that I didn't feel comfortable recording at home,
Mhm.
and
Why
that's
was
I
why was
wasn't-
that?
It just like I didn't want I was like, oh, I can't be as loud as I want. My neighbors gonna hear me. They're gonna bother me.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
And it's just like even like developing your voice, it's like you kind of have a hesitancy
Yeah.
when you're trying to like really take it seriously. Like you just want to
Mhm.
be a little quieter. And it's like I just didn't feel super comfortable being loud and being free in like an apartment.
Yeah.
So that's when I got my studio. And then I realized that this is an experience a lot of people have. They want to make music, but they don't have the money for studio time, or maybe they don't even know where to start.
We have the
And
capabilities.
generally, I don't like to. A lot of people they record in my studio for free because
Yeah.
it's a community space. Really, like,
Mhm.
I allow people to just come into space and create in a avenue like that for the first time.
Yeah.
Because when you do it once, you're in the booth, man. You listen to that song back. That's fire.
Yeah.
It's like channeling your highest self. It's true energy. It's pure energy. And when I first
revs your
like,
engine.
felt that, and when I first was getting hit by like my own voice in a way that I really felt it, I really resonated with it, and I was like, this is a banger. Like making Jasper, you know, you tell me how much you like that song.
Yeah.
Like that was off the dome, bro. Almost all Green Alchemy was off the dome.
Yeah.
I literally just got in the booth because
crazy.
when I was trying to write it down, I was just overthinking it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
like,
shit,
I used
yeah.
to be a poet, so my whole thing was writing a piece,
Yeah.
and then editing it, getting it perfect, and then performing it.
Very methodical.
So it's like, I didn't even realize I could do that, you know. And it's like, shout out my homie Gofway, one of my favorite rappers, close collaborators. He kind of like I was really inspired by the way he would be punching in his verses,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah. Like, you don't
I
need
feel
to
that,
you don't
yeah.
need to write down a perfect 16 before you lay it down.
Nah, this is all. It's all like character at the end of the day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, just like kind of like spilling yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's like, I kind of resonated with like the overthinking aspect of it, man. When you're sitting there trying to write a song, bro, because I kind of go through that a lot. I come up with my best songs that I just like. I don't like punch in the booth, but I just come up with them in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Hits
So
you
it
like
takes
bolt of lightning.
Yeah. So I come up with them over like, it's not like quick. So it's like over the course, maybe a couple of days, maybe even months, weeks, whatever. But it's always in my head, and I'm always adding to it. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm ready to go in, that's, you know, when I go in and do it. But yeah.
Absolutely.
But even then, like, yeah, it's not. I don't overthink it because I'm not just sitting there staring
do
at
it.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
And you gotta have the right environment for that.
absolutely.
Oh,
That's what's
yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
about it. And environment is everything. Energy is everything. Because like people don't realize how powerful your energy is. Like getting into spirituality will change your perspective on everything.
Absolutely.
Super spiritual person. So it's like the energy, even in the space. Like if you allow any judgment to enter the room, if you allow any hating ass shit to enter the room,
It just stains the process.
It's gonna spoil the creation of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that's like the main philosophy of Sahara Studios is like music is magic. It's conjuring. It's the conjuring of a spell. It's telling the future, manifesting, channeling, you know what I mean, capturing, aligning your chakras,
Allowing
you know,
yourself to be a vehicle.
exactly of your own truth. And it's like I appreciate so much what other studios are able to do for me in that sense, and building my own studio, giving myself that as a gift, like granting that to myself, trusting myself, making the investment in a studio because I wanted to just believe in my own ability to take this shit, you know what I mean, and get in my zone. It was dope, and that's what it's all about. It's, you know, my homies are always welcome to come through and record. If people ever want to get in there and put some work together, you know what I mean, it's open for the people. And it's just cool to have a space, you know what I mean, just a space to be creative. So and also it's like that's how you can make art your job, you know what I mean. It's like I'm gonna just run a studio,
Yeah.
so all
For
I gotta
sure.
do is just get good at this, and that's gonna have its own income stream. You know, you could really make a successful business off that shit.
You feel any like pressure to like getting like clientele when you open the studio?
I mean, shit, I'm a hustler, man.
Mhm.
I'm a hustle. I'm gonna have my bills
Yeah.
paid.
Said I ain't worried about
and
that.
I'm gonna have enough for the expensive salmon dinner, you know, on the
Living it
side.
up.
Because that's how I chose, you know. I used to not care. I used to be like, man, I don't need money. Like, is that superficial? I'm just do exactly what I think is right. And then I'm just like, all right.
Come on.
I'm gonna get this covered. I'm gonna be a hustler because also like Lebanese people are Arabs. Like we're some hustlers. Like that's like a stereotype that I embody and I live by. So,
Yeah.
So you know,
Get it how you live.
and that's what I appreciate is that I make sure that I'm taken care of with something that is not the music. So that way I'm glad to get clientele because I love the idea of having it as a business that I'm running. I don't feel pressure to because
Yeah.
And that's
I
lovely,
allow
right?
myself to take that pressure off my back using my skills as a hustler.
Yeah.
It allows you to see it more as just your space to create rather than like the studio where I
The
record
end goal
everybody
ain't just
else.
like get clientele to make money. It's like get clientele so you can help forward their ambitions.
Exactly. And I respect people who need to, you know, build a business and get clientele, but I know what that can do to a passion.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it can do to a
Smite that
spirit.
very quickly.
And that's what
Yeah. It's like a
capitalism
black
is,
hole.
bro. Like in all these things we talked about, channeling, you know, chakras, capturing, all these things. These are all antitheses to capitalism. They're the opposite of what capitalism is. They're what you don't want you to do because they don't want you to be aligned with your truth. Because when you're aligned with your truth, you're a threat to the establishment that wants to enslave everyone's minds.
Absolutely.
That is a fact. It's clear as day. They do not want you to feel lit.
A lot of people don't want to hear that shit either, bro.
They don't. And even, bro, people
How
don't even
dare you.
realize. People don't even realize that they'll be hating on somebody as a vehicle for capitalism to be like, shut the fuck up. Don't have fun.
Yeah.
Don't flex on me. Put
your head down and work.
Don't enjoy your career as an artist. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't appreciate.
You're like, bro,
I'm not here for that.
Get in the booth too, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you really want to.
Feel
Nobody
free.
said
He said you can
can't
go get in
do
the booth
it.
too, man.
Yeah,
Damn,
you
man.
get that focus right, bro. Like,
You get that
focus right, what?
$80 off Instant Marketplace, bro. Like,
Bam.
You can get that focus right.
I'm saying.
Now, we got a couple minutes left, man. I don't know if you have any last questions or if you have any last thoughts that anybody wants to share, man.
Yeah. When do you expect next to go back to Lebanon?
When I go back to Lebanon, man, I'm trying to go on my birthday this year, which is December 20th. Shout out Sagittarius gang.
Hey,
Rock
So
and
I'm
roll.
trying to go back there.
can't wait for December.
I'm gonna take the legal limit of racks I can take out the country without declaring it on my taxes, and I'm gonna distribute it to my people, man.
That's
You gonna-
sick.
Wait, you're gonna take what?
I'm gonna take the legal amount of racks I can take out the country.
What is
okay,
the legal
okay.
amount?
It's 10 bands.
That's right. That's what I thought. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Angel numbers.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
I'm
take
gonna give it back to my people, man. I'm really excited to go back as somebody who, like, I'm coming back as a new person every time I go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that. And also just want to shout out all the new music I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm working on an EP with Black Child, an
Nice.
amazing Austin MC. I'm working on an EP with Goldway, one of my favorite rappers ever. I'm working on an EP with my homie Don the Guy, producer out of San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about that time for new music to come. You know, I dropped Green Alchemy, I let it breathe. Dropped a couple videos, got more tucked in. But that was my first project. I stepped into the game. I'm really proud of myself for the work I created.
Mm-hmm.
And I still love that project to this day. And I'm ready to push this shit forward. I'm ready to keep on releasing shit, expanding my sound, developing my artistry. And doing shows, man. I'm trying to get on some stages,
There you go.
bro. They're
For
not
sure.
hearing me yet.
For
Really,
sure.
they're not hearing me all the way yet. Some people are hearing me. Y'all hearing me. They're not all hearing me yet. So I'm excited to just, like, see them all start to hear me. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
All in
Like,
due
I'm
time.
looking forward to it. Just get on those stages and channel in a different way. So a lot of new music coming this summer. And if you want to cook something up, come by Sahar Studios. We'll get it popping.
Love it.
Bang,
bang,
Love it,
bang.
man. Love it.
There you have it, man. It's the Loose Cannon Show. We out. Peace.
Boom.